Oops, cat's crooked. Welcome back to My Mini Homestead. What's today? 22nd of April, and it is gorgeous out. And the sun is shining, weather's beautiful, we got a little bit of a breeze, but I've got work to do in the greenhouse today, so let me show you what I'm up to. So this is what my greenhouse is looking like. I've got a lot of stuff growing in here. I've got my pickling cucumbers planted out, but I need to get tomatoes planted. I think I'm going to plant some lettuce in here, etc. So I need to get everybody off the ground. Oh, I had a failure. We went to Suyas and I forgot to open up my window and my vent, and I pretty much fried all my little mini cucumbers. Looks like some are going to survive, so that's good. But I only needed it for testing. It's just a trial run. So down here, I'm gonna build a shelf. So it's gonna be 10 feet long. It's just under 2 feet wide. I'm gonna put 3 shelves, and this is where I'm gonna start all my seedlings now, because I don't need to have them in the potting shed, unless the ones that need to be like around 70 or whatever to start. But then I can get all of this stuff off the ground and get it up there. Oh, look at these. Those are my bunny tails that I'm growing, and they're looking great. And my tomatoes, I got lots of tomatoes. I got bells of Ireland, and then I've got my tomatillas. So there's lots happening in here. Oh, and calla lilies. I've been very successful at growing calla lilies from seeds that I saved from my plant. And these ones here are ones where the bulbs, except for that one right, whoops. That one right there I bought from Dollarama, and it's a pink one and it's coming, but the others were my yellows. And then this one here, there's nothing yet. I had thought it was dead, threw it in the compost. I was digging through the compost and it's sending up little shoots. So it's now in a pot. And then I've got my peonies that came in on Friday and a few other things that I'll show you later on. But let's get busy and get that shelf done. So I gotta measure it up, make sure I got all the right measurements. Already went to the hardware store and picked up my lumber, so I'm ready to go. So my 2x4s are cut to 8 feet 8.5 inches. So what we've done is we started off in our center, so that would be 52 1/4 inches. No, 52 1/8. We did center, and then we found the center point between that, and we mark that. And then what we do is on our cross pieces, we measured at 3/4 inch to get us our center, and then we'll line those two up like that. And then we're going to drill some holes in, put some screws in, and get this thing together. So on the end piece, of course, I don't need to mark anything because it is what it is. So I can eyeball it and then put my screws, or drill my holes, which is going to be approximately there and there. And you do what works for you. What I'm going to do first is put my 2 holes here, and I'm going to go everywhere that I have a cross piece going, I'll drill all of those, and then we'll come back and put the screws in it. So I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going for like my center and then bringing it down. I need new bits, these are dull. And then sometimes your piece of wood decides it wants to fall. Back up we come. And my second one, I want basically the same distance from the bottom, and it's going to be centered. Okay, I am going to go do all those screws, I'm going to go put in drill all the holes and then come back and do the screws. So first off, all I do is I just, so that'll happen. So what you want to do is on the trigger, just do it gently. You don't want to wreck your bit. So I just sort of give it little taps like that with the trigger, and I go in just a little bit at a time, and then that way I have more control. So just a little bit. And so I'm now going to go put all the screws in all the way around, and then we'll come back and screw them into the boards. So you can see I got the screws in all the way down, and now we are ready to put in our cross piece, which we've got right there. So this is a tool that you need in your workshop, no matter what. This one, it says it's a rafting square. I know it is a smart square, but you can take it and put it on top here and make sure that you're level. Otherwise, you might have to lift up or push down. And with these 2x4s, I have a big bow. Let me show you that. So it's on the door, but you can see there's that big gap there. And then when you come down here, it gets less and less until you're tightening up. So when we get down to the cross pieces over here, we have to lift them up. So you can do that with a pry bar, anything that you can use to get under there and lift your boards up. And I'll show you that in a minute. So let's go back to this. And so that's nice. Like you can tell when I go across it, well, let's do it this way. When I go across it, it just slides real nice and easy. So it's all lined up. And then I just make sure I am lined up on the bottom. Now here it's in a bit, here it's out a bit. So I'm gonna start at the bottom one because I can always turn this 2x4 just a bit once I have this one screw in. So we're gonna get this one in. And I moved it. My partner in crime here is filming, and so we're not able to put pressure on the other side. So, and this is an impact drill, or sorry, impact valve drill screwdriver. That's why you heard that noise. So now this is nice and flat here. This is out a bit, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a push and line it up. And it might take, well, then again, you have to decide, is it going to take your 2x4 wonky or not? So I've decided it's going to take this 2x4 wonky, so I'm going to leave it there. That one didn't get that bit. Oh, good. That's the reality of working on stuff. Sometimes you miss it. Okay, gonna get this all put together. So here we have one shelf framed and ready to go. And then I've got another one down there on the floor. But then sometimes you get happy happenstance. I went and picked up this hardware cloth, and I think I got 1/2 inch because I didn't need the tiny one, and it fits perfect. So I don't even have to cut the edges off. Yay! So we're gonna get this stapled in to place. So what we're doing, my friend Cindy is here helping me, which has been great. So I gotta take this fabric, hardware fabric, and flatten it out and figure out where we're gonna do our starting point and make sure the edges match up. And then we take it out to the very first cross piece so that we can make sure we're going to be straight and sort of work our way backwards first, and then we'll work our way forward, but also just sort of making sure we're going to line up where we need to line up. Okay, we're too far that way. Let's bring it back a bit. I'm going to push this towards you. Okay. Now, so I have these little fencing staples, and that's what we're using to put down. And it's great having two of us. We just, by the time we're done one side, the other side's done because we're doing it at the same time. So, gonna hammer in. Yep, okay. So I've got the first one in. Let me just show you. I put it right there on the cross piece just to hold it down, and then we can sort of work backwards this way. And now, in place, I'm gonna find out, basically, I don't know if this one's centered because I eyeballed it. And I'm just gonna bring it down and get this one nailed into place, and then we're just gonna work our way back. So on the side here, what we're doing is from this one that I started, I just count 10, and then I put another staple, count 10, put another staple, and we might get a little shorter at the end, but we're gonna just do this all along and get this one done. And we already have one in the back of the pickup. So we have this one to do and one more. All right, gotta get this job done. So I just wanna show you, jobs always don't go perfect. So what I was doing was every 10th lawn, I was putting in a staple. But then what happened is because the wood is bowed, I know, shocking, wood is bowed. It's not like it used to be 50 years ago where you gotta get nice straight wood. This was coming like back here. So we had to pull it over, and because I had to pull it over, we ended up with these gaps right here. So what I did is I just added some extra staples to, like, we pulled it over and then got it stapled in, but then like the wire came up. And so we just tacked it down with the staples. But again, it's for my greenhouse. It's not like it's a piece of furniture going in the house. So we got one more to get done, and then we're gonna haul these out to the greenhouse. So I wanna show you a trick with a hammer that everybody should know. So if you're beginning, people tend to choke up the hammer really close to the head and try to hammer like this. When you do that, you're using most of your arm. What you need to do, there's a handle at the end, and there's a reason for the handle. It will be well balanced. And then, whoops, you're using your wrist more for hammering, and it goes in so much easier than if you choke up like this. And if you're doing this and you're told to do this, even though you don't want to be proved wrong, it's the thing to do. And there it is, the finished project. So I've got the shelving unit in. It wasn't easy. What we did, I'll just show you, is right down here, I screwed in a 2x4 so we could rest this on top of it, so we could get it level as you can get it when the boards are all crooked. And then what would happen is my friend Cindy would be in the center part. You can see we've got the little, where's my finger, the little stool there, and she would hold it up. We'd get it level and then screw it in on the sides. And then we did the next one, and then the last one. Last one was a little bit of a tighter fit, but we got it in. So now what I need to do is get a lot of my plants transplanted up. There's too much peat moss in the soil. They're in a seed starting mix, and it just dries out way too fast. So I am gonna, well, we are gonna get busy, strain some compost to get the sticks and stuff out, and we're gonna start potting up and getting them up on the shelf. So I'll show you what it looks like when everybody is in their place. So there it is, the rack is done, the veggies are on the rack. I'm really happy with how it bunny tails, so they're looking really good and healthy. But those I'm gonna move outside because they can handle the weather, and it's cloudy. It's gonna be cloudy for a few days. So it's a perfect time to put them outside. Then I don't have to worry about hardening them off. So that's it. I've got another job done, thanks with the help from Cindy. So I'm really excited about this. It's working really good. So this is something you can do in your greenhouse, and somewhere you can get those plants growing and not use up your whole greenhouse. So thanks for watching, and bye for now from My Little Homestead. Be sure to click that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I'm hoping on Wednesday, that's in 3 days, I will have a video out, a garden tour, just showing you everything that I got going around here so far this year. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.